Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and it's time to get Hearthstone yet again, continuing on with the League of Explorers solo adventure. And now it's time to use our next ticket and open up the next leg of the adventure. Alright.
Hail, fellow explorer! I'm Bran Bronzebeard, the League's founder. I've got a lead on the headpiece of the staff. It's somewhere here in Uldaman.
Okay, our first encounter.
Uldaman's infested with trogs. We'll have to fight through them to reach the headpiece.
Okay, enemy minions cost 2 more. Swap at the start of your turn. That is potentially an interesting fight. So what deck should we choose? Honestly, probably my draw deck would have been the best deck to use in this situation. Maybe, maybe not. But I actually have gotten rid of it, looking for maybe a better deck to make, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm going to try the buff draw deck, see how it does. This will be our scouting out of the fight.
Uther versus Scarvash.
Uldaman for frogs only!
I will fight with honor.
Okay, we don't want either of those. I'll take the Noble Sacrifice as it is a turn 1 play. It's not a great turn 1 play, but it's something. Alright, we have a few cards here.
Scarvash was a wee trog last I was here. Now he's bigger, stupider, and uglier.
Trog no stupid! Trog make you stupid!
Okay, I was hoping that the Goldshire Footman wouldn't have been affected by that hero power, because at first it looked like he wasn't going to be, but we're going to go with Noble Sacrifice. So it looks like maybe the best way to approach this fight is to go with the very spell-heavy deck, which I do have some. We'll have to see how the mechanic works, though. So it swaps it. Ah, okay. So now it's going to be enemy spells. So you can't actually depend upon any particular thing. That's actually very interesting to see. Alright, so whenever you overload, gain +1 attack per locked mana crystal. So he must have overload cards, otherwise that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to have. We could put out a couple different minions here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Goldshire Footman and the Leper Gnome. Get 2 minions out while we can. Because it's now going to be minions cost more. So Noble Sacrifice goes off. And this is kind of what I was afraid of. But fortunately our hero power allows us to still do something.
Reporting for duty.
Now the question is, should I trade the Leper Gnome and lose damage? Or trade the Goldshire Footman and lose the taunt? I think I'm going to go ahead and just kill this with the... Oh, actually, no, it only has 1 attack, so never mind on that. There we go. So now that should flip to be spells. Okay, so it's either alternately spells or minions cost more. So that's alright, we can deal with that. Alright, after you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy.
These mithril runes contain Guardian Code. They must date back to the Titans.
Focus, Bran.
Okay, so I can't kill this minion at the moment. So we can do a couple things here. We can just ignore it. I'm not sure what would be better in this instance. Play the Shattered Sun Cleric and buff one thing, or play 2 minions. Now if he plays a Battlecry minion, it kills a random minion. Because all of my minions only have maximum 2 health. We'll go ahead and try and flood the board here. But I'm thinking, rather than play everything I have, maybe I should play the Silverhand Recruit to try and keep some kind of hand, keep things in my hand. So I'm going to play the Loot Hoarder and the Silverhand Recruit, and we'll attack.
To battle!
And then we can buff next turn with the Blessing of Might and possibly take this guy out. Now our spells are cheaper.
None may steal our souls.
Why would you give that to me? That was really dumb. Okay, so I'm going to buff the Silverhand Recruit here to... Well, actually, that's a good call. I mean, a tough call here. So, should I buff and kill this? Yeah, that really helped me. That misplay by the AI. So, I think buff here, kill this guy.
To battle!
And then we use the buff Goldshire Footman here to kill this minion. And we keep 2 minions of our own
For duty.
on the board. And then next turn, all this stuff will be cheaper. And we don't have any spells in our hand, so it doesn't really matter that that's going on. Alright. So we could play the True Silver Champion and take out the Burly Rockjaw Trog. Or we could play the Shattered Sun Cleric, buff up one of these guys, and kill the Tunnel Trog. And then actually play the other Shattered Sun Cleric and buff up something else and then just attack face more than likely. So it's kind of 2 ways of going about something. I can clear his board, but that would cost me my board, or I can clear only one of his cards and keep the Trog in play. I think that's probably the better move, so I'm going to buff up the Leper Gnome and attack here. And then I'm probably going to buff up the Loot Hoarder.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
And just attack face.
To battle!
And then we can deal with things next turn. We've got a pretty good board presence here. Now our minions are more expensive. Okay. If we just go out and attack his face, we can do 10 damage. I can do another 4. He'd be on 2 health. That's just shy of killing him. Or we could trade and again lose our board presence. And to do that, the most efficient way would probably be trade these 2 and equip the sword. So,
Hey, give me that!
trade here, we get a card. We trade here, do 2 damage to him, and then I'll use the sword to kill this guy. And then we attack his face.
Push forward.
You know, maybe not the wisest idea. I might have been able to finish him off early if I had just attacked his face. But I want to have his board clear. Okay. Aha, now we have the Mookless Champion play. Unfortunately, we can't put down too many minions to benefit from it.
Reporting for duty.
And I think at this point we just use the sword charge, because we have another one in the hand. And unless something extraordinary happens, we should beat him. secret. That might be the extraordinary thing. That's honestly meaningless. Well, let's kill the 6-2, depending on what that secret is. I think that's wise. Let's try and see if we can kill him. Alright.
There are still more of them. This way, hero. Hop in the minecart.
So, we'll never know what that secret was. We get the Tunnel Trog. And we also get, I don't think we've seen this card played yet, but it has a Battle Cry and Battle Cry to discover a spell, which we've already seen the discover mechanic earlier. You essentially draw 3 cards and get to pick which of the 3 you want. And they're random cards, they're not from your deck. Okay. So we've unlocked the next leg of the journey. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.